bridge the gap. Communication so real, no cap. A different language for woman and man. Decode the language and you'll understand. Nah, it'll help you out. Rest assured, women have no doubt. Pillow talk, dinner talk. Give you the info to walk the walk. Now, sometimes it's a foreign language. Now know what's up, don't mistake it. This'll help you every situation. Empower yourself, it's liberating, yeah. Communication, don't need no speculation. Just get that clarification, then reconciliation. Man translation, yeah. Man translation, yeah.
What's going on, Man Translation family? Here we are again, another Sunday, and we are here talking about some good stuff. I am Sky C. I am the producer, entrepreneur, on and on, like we break it down. And this is Dante V, our communication and relationship strategist, because you need a strategy. You need a roadmap. You need a path to get to where you're going. I started this show a few little minute ago because I wanted to bring a male point of view and let women know just some of the things that men were thinking, because men and women think so differently. And I didn't want to do the show with a male friend. So I brought my son along. Dante is my son, to just really bridge the gap, because there's a age gap. So we're not only just bridging the gap between men and women, we're also bridging a generation gap, my generation to your generation. And so I wanted to just really kind of pour into your generation to just really kind of uplift, because I believe my generation, we need to set the examples. We need to operate in integrity and honesty, and show you how to walk this walk, and that it's really worth it. It's really worth it. At the end of the day, having values and morals and all of that, it sounds real cliche and it sounds real corny. But at the end of the day, when all the lights are off and when you're home by yourself, you gotta like the person that you're with, and that's you. That's you. You gotta like the person that you're looking in the mirror. And I think that's what values do. That's what morals do. That's what integrity does. It allows you to like the person, that you're with. And so I wanted to talk about jealousy, because I deal with a lot of jealousy. I've dealt with jealousy for as long as I can remember. And it wasn't until I was working in Maryland that I really started to really examine what is this thing? Like what is it that you do to people that just make them just off the rip, like just be jealous? You know what I mean? And I just felt like we needed to talk about it, but we also needed to examine it in the light of relationships, because people never think that they boyfriend, they man, they fiance, or their husband can be jealous of them.
Shit.
This is a PG show, Dante.
I'm sorry, but no, because that's a real thing. And you look back on it, it's like everything that you try to do, they just would have shoot it down. Well, you can't do it because of this. You can't do it because of that. No, you're just afraid of me advancing. And then I realized, my actual worth. And then, you get left in the dust because you just exist in here, and I'm trying to move forward.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the aspects. Also, I think that a lot of times people see things in you that you don't see in yourself. They really do. And they see, like your confidence and stuff like that. When I started, my first time teaching was in church. In 1992. 1992 was the first time. I mean, not 92. I think 92, 3, 4, maybe 90. Let me see when I moved. Probably about 97. I'm going to say 96, 97 is when I first was given the opportunity to teach a class. And I started teaching, and it was when I created my first program. I created my first program for church. It's amazing how God was preparing me all the way back then, because my pastor saw something in me that I didn't even know that I had. And a lot of times when it's a positive thing, it could really change your life, because it really changed my life. And it really, when I sat down and started thinking about what kind of business I wanted to start,
Mhm.
I'm like, well, I might as well just do something that I've already been doing. I know how to create programs. So I
Right.
create programs, and for a living, and do trainings and stuff like that, because I have been doing it for so long for free. So I figured, yeah, time to get
Why
paid.
not?
You know what I mean? Time to get paid. And it's something that I do naturally. He didn't give me any instruction. He didn't tell me nothing. He was like, I just want you to teach this class. So I had to create the curriculum. He didn't approve it. He didn't say yes, no, take this out, put that in. He just
You got
gave
it.
me he just gave me full, autonomy, and he allowed, and it was a very successful 8-week class. And I was nervous because I was like, well, how long you want the class to go? I thought he was talking about like teach a class in a day or something like that. No, he was like, no, I want it to be 8 weeks. I was like, dear God, 8 weeks. What am I going to talk about for 8 weeks? But it became like the number one. Everybody wanted to come to the class. When
Mhm.
graduation came, nobody wanted to leave the class. Everybody wanted to stay in the class because we had so much fun. We had so much fun. Um, teaching salvation. I was teaching salvation class. I was the salvation class teacher. And then I just went on and became, certified. And now I do that and make money doing that in my business. But other people got jealous. They got jealous because I had only been at that church for maybe like a year and a half or something. And I remember asking him, like, you have leadership. Like at the time, I wasn't on leadership. And I'm like, you have leadership. Don't you? Can't you call them up and tell them to teach the class? And so, and I really thank goodness for that, because it is how I deal with jealous people. When people are jealous of me, it's because I examine myself and say, what is it that they see? Because they see something positive.
Mhm.
It is something positive that they see. A lot of times we take people being jealous of us as a negative. And it does have a negative side. We're going to talk about that a little later. It does have a negative side, but it brings an awareness to your life. It brings an awareness because, like, what is it? Like, what am I doing that's so special that is just really has caught your eye, about me? And actually, it's a really interesting way that I discover things, good things about myself.
Hmm.
I remember thinking, man, I must really be special. I must really be gifted. I must really be somebody. I remember that's the effect that it would have. And I'm just like, you know what? They're not jealous of you for no reason.
I mean, that is the truth. That is the truth.
Yeah.
What I really think it comes down to is being called versus being chosen.
Ooh, Dante,
It's,
preach.
it's, it's like when it's like as a parent, you know your child, so it's like okay, I know that you can do certain things, but sometimes
Mm-hmm.
when you're called, you don't want to do that. But if you're no, I'm just what they want now. Whereas when you're chosen to do something, I already know you got it in you. So it's like go off and do what you would do what you do. Thus, when you are chosen to do the actual thing, it didn't matter about leadership. Yeah, I know I have these people here, but I'm choosing you because I know that what you have in you is going to be the exact thing that we need. Versus, you call on somebody, you get whatever you get.
I just think that I think I want to do this as a series because I really want to dive into identity. I really want to dive into identity. And I think that I don't think I ever took someone being jealous of me personally because it's a personal thing. It don't have nothing to do with
Right.
me. I always feel sorry for the person that's jealous, because
Hmm.
basically when you are jealous of someone, you're literally putting yourself down. It really is very telling it lets you know that the person that's jealous of you has low self-esteem, no doubt, and they have no confidence, and they have a poor self-image of themselves. And so they see something, either whether you're doing something or something, and when I would get up in front of the class, people would think, oh man, you're not nervous, and you just seem to just get up and you just speak, because that's like people's number one fear, is getting up speaking in front of people. But little did they know, I was nervous, knees were shaking, and everything else. But I always just understood that if he asked me to do it, then I'm capable of doing it. I might not start out being the best at it, but I'm capable. You know what I mean? And so I always say, if I'm capable of doing something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it until I become the best at it. So I never just let like being nervous, because people kind of mixed up being fearful with being nervous. You're going to be nervous when you get up before a crowd of people, because you're thinking people are going to be critiquing you and everything like that. But, I was like, well, he saw something. Well, let me get on up here and and do.
Let me get up here and just perform.
Yeah. And I think that by me, okay, we have a comment here. Let me see. Hi, hello, welcome.
That is Miss Allen, Tania Allen.
Hey, Tania. She said, I would say most of the time, but sometimes people are jealous of you, but don't wish you ill will or in negativity. Jealousy is a compliment to me. To me, it became a compliment to me too. For example, I'm jealous of Dante girls because I don't. Well, see, this is the thing. You don't have to be jealous of Dante curls. Dante put water in his hair. He don't just wake up with. I mean, he does have curly hair. He's always had curly hair, but he do stuff to his hair to make it like curly. And now he got a ponytail. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Anyway, I think sometimes people do have ill will because they don't want to see you get ahead. The insecurity is like really for them like a form of rejection. It's almost like you shining. You're shining and you're outshining them. I call it an eclipse. Like when I walk in the room, it's not my fault that I eclipse you. It's not my fault that you disappear and nobody sees you, that they only see me. I'm not trying to be seen. And I think for me, a lot of times that's what it is, because most women, not just me, but most women, we change our hair all the time. Sometimes we got red hair, blue hair, purple hair, green hair, and I think that certain things you wear kind of brings attention to you, but I don't pay attention to the attention. I'm like, I just wanted red hair today. Tomorrow, you might see me, I might have purple hair, because that's what I felt like I wanted to have, was purple hair. But a lot of times people don't have the confidence to wear certain things. They don't have the confidence to wear certain things. Like for me, I get a lot of flack about wearing heels. I started wearing heels in the 4th grade, 2-inch heels, espadrilles. My aunt bought me a pair of espadrilles. They was like 2 inches. And then as I got older, as a teenager, I wore wedges. So wedges are like, it's a 6-heel block. But that's how you get used to walking in height. And then from there, I started wearing pumps. So I wear heels, not because I'm trying to be cute, but because I have flat feet. And I don't have an arch. So the heels give me an arch, whereas though you already have an arch, for you it'll be uncomfortable. And for me, it's not. For me, it's comfortable. It's uncomfortable for me to walk in flat shoes because it pulls my hamstrings. I can stretch my hamstrings, but I don't want to. Just throw my heels on. I remember going to the park, walking in the park and wearing sneakers. My sneakers does have a little heel on it, but my legs were cramped. Like at the end of the walk, oh my God, after I walked like a mile or 2 miles, my legs would be cramping so bad. So I have a lot of wedge sneakers. I have a lot of wedge sneakers. So I was like, you know what? I wonder if I put these wedge sneakers on because they're so comfortable and I'll do my walk. Would that be okay? Now, I remember I was talking to Dante on the phone. You remember that day, Dante? And I said, Dante, I got on because people kept saying, you got those wedges, you're walking in those wedges, are those more comfortable? And they were.
Right. Yeah, you were at the park, yeah.
Yeah, I was at the park and I was like, instead of me walking like 2 miles, I was able to walk like 3 miles and didn't even realize I didn't even realize I had walked so much because the wedge sneakers were so much more comfortable than my sneakers. But a lot of women don't know how to walk in heels. So when they see you in heels, they assume, oh, aren't your feet hurt? Or you're just trying to be cute. Well, I don't wear anything that hurt my feet. They might be cute, but they're going to be comfortable. That's for sure. You know what I mean? And so a lot of times people are jealous of you because you're doing something that they want to do, but they don't have the confidence to do it. And that goes for your dude. A lot of these relationship issues come because dude is insecure. He's insecure. And he feel like if you shining, so they say, if you shining, he feel like you're gonna leave him behind. So his insecurity triggers control. So he starts telling you how to wear your hair, what clothes that you should wear. Don't wear that. Don't wear that. Why? Because if you wear a skirt or you wear something, you show your legs or whatever, and you get attention from another guy, he can't handle that. A confident man will be like, yeah, that's mine.
Absolutely, because again, I mean, I think the saying is, don't nobody want a woman that don't nobody else want. Like, as long as you ain't out there doing, craziness.
You're an insecure man, you can't handle the attention that she brings. You can't handle it. Dante, don't talk about my cup.
I ain't gonna say nothing about that huge cup.
That's my Snoopy cup. So, I think that we need to really, like she said, jealousy is a compliment to me. And eventually, it did become a compliment. I spent more time trying to figure out why somebody was jealous as to really what the root of it was. It was just that one day I was like, well, what is it? I was like, let me examine myself. What is it? Because we focus more on our flaws than we focus on the things that, that we're good at. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so we don't realize that other people, they're seeing something else. You know what I mean? They're saying something else totally. And when you're talking about in a relationship, it can be deadly. Jealousy can be deadly in a relationship because when that man starts to control and he's jealous, that's when they start to be a lot of times verbally abusive. That's when they start to be physically abusive. That's when the obsession sometimes start. Jealousy is a very deadly emotion. And it is an emotion. I would not ever give anybody the satisfaction of being jealous of them. Because I just feel like whatever it is you're doing, if I really want to do it, if I really wanted it, I could do it too. But most of the time, people don't admit that emotion. They'll say, yeah, I was angry at you, or, oh, I felt this type of way. But they will not tell you they was jealous of you. They will not admit it. They will not. And men won't admit that they have competitive jealousy because a lot of men are very competitive and women are right now doing their thing. Women are starting businesses. They're making their own money. They got their own houses, buying their own cars. Like women are moving, just leaping because they're not waiting for anybody to take care of them. We're in that time. We are definitely in that time and women are seizing the moment and taking the bull by the horns and really creating the life for themselves that they really, really want. And men are kind of like, some men are really being left behind in these relationships. Like, you outgrowing them like an old pair of shoes that went out of style.
I just will never. I don't know. It's just if you're doing what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to do it. I mean, again, that's your woman, that's your lady. Let them shine. That's fine. It's not going to take away from me. So go off and do what's. I don't know. It's
Well,
just
see,
weird behavior for me.
that's the thing, because the jealousy is in their own mind. It's their own psychosis. It's their own perception. Like, they're really putting themselves down. That's why I say, when you're jealous of someone else, you're really putting yourself down. Is what you're really doing. You're really putting
Mm-hmm.
yourself down. And a lot of times people have rejection issues. They have abandonment issues. On jobs, you could be the one that come in and you're knowledgeable, and people can see that. People can kind of tell when you're intelligent, when they hear you speak and things like that. You might have been at that job and you might have been trying to get that promotion, and you just haven't been able to just break that ceiling. And here come this old hussy, just like cool with the right people, like her. And the next thing you know, you know what I'm saying? You're not even trying to, you don't even have to try. Like, you automatically just have rapport. And those are the only people that I don't get along with. Jealous people. Those are the only
Oh,
people. If you are insecure female and you got low self-esteem, me and you, we ain't gonna be able to kick it. We ain't gonna be able to kick it. And a lot of times they will befriend you. They will
mm-hmm.
befriend you because they need a way in to get you.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they start asking you, all the personal questions, and they try to get all in your bed. Nah, no, we stay up now. This is about to be about work.
If they try to get in your business and the only thing you got for them is something positive, and that makes it even worse. That'll turn them against you even more. It's like, yeah, I don't have nothing negative to say. My life is going well. This is going fine. I'm doing this. I'm doing that thing and this and that or whatever. And they don't. They can't even relate to that. It's like, oh, they thought it was going to be a pity party, but you ain't got nothing to be pitiful about. You know what I mean? Because you can't be successful being, jealousy is a very negative spirit. And so you cannot be successful, or you cannot, make inways with just walking around being jealous of people. I'm the type of person that I want to see you succeed. And I'm going to help you as much as I possibly can. So if I know something that I can help you to help you get ahead, I'm going to be the person to help you. See, that kills the jealousy right there. So my mindset, I'm not in competition with you. When you're confident,
no, the same thing.
Yeah.
No, the same thing. I want to see you win, and not only do I want to see you win, I don't want no accolade. I don't want no shout out. Go off and do what you're supposed to do. That's it.
Yeah. But you know what I'm learning too? I'm learning another phase of jealousy. I'm learning that jealousy can be so covert. Like, you can really befriend your enemy and not even know that that's your enemy till years down the line. They've been watching your life. They've been gathering all the information for years and years and years. And they've been covertly undercover jealous of you the whole time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And you're thinking that you have a
genuine friend.
What's one of the ways that you could tell when somebody's jealous of you? They want what you got. I don't care what you have. They want it.
Or either that, or the subliminal disses.
Oh, the subliminal disses. Yeah, the subliminal disses.
Oh, that little thing that you wanted to do, did that work out for you? What you talking about?
See, when people call stuff that I do little, that don't bother me because
Yeah.
everything starts out little.
No,
I
but
can't think of one thing that started out big.
no,
Every
you're
single
absolutely right.
thing starts out little.
But for some people, that's a dead giveaway.
But also perception.
Mm-hmm.
Because my thing is that if you asking me about my little thing, while you have no thing, you have no thing. You're not doing nothing. And whatever it is that you have been doing, you're not. It's a hobby. You're not making any money at it. So hopefully, if it's little and I feed it, it's gonna get bigger. It's not gonna stay
Mm-hmm.
little. And a lot of people get offended by that, but I'm not offended because everything starts out
No,
little.
I just don't have to answer. So I don't. Not to mention, if I got something going on, then it's for me to know, unless it's something that I told you about because you want to contribute or something to that fact. But again, when it comes down to what you're actually doing, not too many. Well, for me, not too many people gonna know about it until it's done. It's up. It's ready.
Well, the thing is that when jealousy is so deadly that when it's covert, it will really kind of deceive you out of your dream. You be in a relationship with a dude, he'd be like, "No, babe, I don't," just like waiting to excel. He never wanted her to start her catering business. He never wanted her to do any of the things that she wanted to do. And then come to find out he was cheating. So a lot of
Mm-hmm.
that covert jealousy, it will cause your dreams to be deferred. And the thing that you wanted to do with your life, you put on the burner so you can help dude. And now what? We watching this on Sisters. That's what's happening on Sisters. She, even though she had her own business, her own salon, she was helping Zach, and it seemed like he was just coming up, short every single time. And then, finally, he decided he wasn't going to chase her anymore. And then, he had a windfall, got a stock tip, got a windfall. Now he lives in a beautiful house. He has a beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
woman that encourages him. He done bought her a beautiful car, and he's trying to mature his life up. Now Karen is upset and bitter. See, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, go live your life.
If you
Wrong.
ever say that you ever really love that man, why don't you want to see him happy?
Because people do not want to see you happy with someone else because they feel as though the happiness that you have at that point belongs to them and not necessarily you. And not to mention, because I've been through this, that other person who doesn't want to see you happy knows they messed up somewhere along the line and they
Hmm.
can't get you back because you are happy with someone else. If you are miserable with someone else, it can be one of two things. Okay, I can get such and such person back, or they're gonna come back to me because clearly I was the best that they had and I made them happy, so on and so forth. Yeah, no. If you truly love that person, you truly care about that person, and they're happy, let them be happy.
That's what
Instead of
I
you being there
said. I
bragging.
said, I said you should want them to be happy. But the thing is like you said, Dante, she treated him, like a dog. She talked real bad to him, and she talked down to him. And a lot of times, we talked about this, in the beginning of the year for the first show. We talked about those visionary relationships, and the vision is not necessarily the goals, but the vision is what it is that you see, what it is that you want in your life, and do these people fit? Does this
Mm-hmm.
relationship fit the vision to where you are going? Because a lot of times we are with people for the now, for the temporary, for how they make us feel right now. But we're not looking down the line. Do they fit into the vision of the big picture of your life? And apparently, she was not, she was only temporary. But the woman he's with now, she brings out the best in him. And that's the thing. When you know a man is really like, when you see a man really start to change for you, you
Huh.
bringing out the best in him.
Huh.
And you really
Oh my
want to,
gosh.
you really care about him and you really want to see him win, and vice versa. And so you cannot have a relationship with anybody that's jealous of you, whether it's somebody in your family, whether it's somebody at your job, whether it's the dude you with. If they jealous of you, it's not going to work
Nope.
because that's a very destructive feeling. It's a very destructive emotion, and it's their own psychosis. There's nothing I could do about your insecurity. I'm not going to be jumping through hoops trying to make you feel anything. I'm not the court judge. It's not my job to make you happy or sad. It's my job just to share.
I am only going to contribute to what you already have. If you do not have it, I cannot contribute to it. I cannot be your only source of happiness. I cannot be your only source of confidence. I cannot do those things. That is your job.
That's it.
If you are depressed, or if you are stressed, I can help you overcome some of those things, but I cannot do it for you.
Nope.
Yeah, no, people don't get that. No, I am not your fixer. I can help you fix some stuff, but I cannot fix you. You can fix you. This isn't rehab. I will help you.
It's the ugliest thing. And it comes along with a spirit of sabotage because it tries to stunt your growth, whether it's a promotion on your job, whether the jealous people are running to your supervisor, making up lies about you behind your back, gossiping about you. It turns into a form of manipulation. You know what I'm saying? It turns into a form of control. I can't control you, but I'm going to go behind your back and I'm going to talk to your friends, and because I don't want them to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So it is really a very ugly thing.
I will drop all y'all.
I mean, that's the thing for me. I don't really deal with it. And you see it a lot. You see it a lot when you're working on jobs. You see it a lot where, females, they don't like you. And it's like, for me, I think what bothers people about me is that I don't really care. I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care. It is like, I just really have to shout out to my grandmother because she prepared me so well. Because she used to always tell me, it's more important for you to like yourself. And you got to get to know yourself to like yourself. And so I know what my capabilities are. I know what my shortcomings are. You know what I'm saying? So I try to just, work on the things that I know that I need to improve about my own self. And the more I work on myself and the more I improve, the more I really like myself and the more I enjoy my own company. So I have no problem being by myself. I walk alone. I can associate with people, but when it comes down to needing your approval, acceptance, or validation, I don't need any of it. And that bothers people.
That bothers a lot of people.
It bothers people a lot. Because they're not used to seeing that level of confidence.
You know what? No. Because I understand this confidence. I completely understand. I run across this a lot, especially in my previous relationships. Because I come off as nonchalant, as if I don't care.
Right.
But I do. I just don't care about what you care about. And I'm vocal about that. You want me to feel some kind of way because you feel some kind of way about it. And I'm just like, I don't feel that way. All right, so now can we move forward? It's like, well, you don't feel this. I don't. Why are we still talking about this? We can move on. Like, you want to sit back and call me names. It's like, I don't. Okay, if that's how you feel. One, I don't really value your opinion that much to really care.
I am.
So you want to tell me about me, but you're telling me about me because you're upset because I'm not easily manipulated by you. Why should I care about that? And then when I call you out about it, now it's another problem.
And not only that, too, it's like I have no tolerance for it. Like I have no
No.
tolerance for jealousy. I have no tolerance for negativity because I've seen the destruction that it does to people's lives. I have
Hmm.
seen people fight over what y'all fighting over. Like y'all out here fighting over what? Like, are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. And I'm telling you,
Yes.
our culture, people, man, we have it the absolute worst. It is a shame how black women are so against each other. The level of insecurity, because it comes from identity, it comes from lack of identity. And I want us to talk about that in depth next week. It comes from lack of identity, it comes from lack of not knowing yourself. See, the confidence is not, it doesn't come from a place of arrogance. So it's a difference when you're confident in humility as opposed to when you're confident in arrogance. People that are
Hmm.
confident and is steeped in arrogance, they're cocky. Well, when people are confident and steeped in humility, they're all about helping, not just them, helping themselves, but helping others as well. And so when you lack identity and you don't know who you are, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're supposed to do, then you see someone that's confident, that threatens you. It threatens you because like for real, like that person can either take your job, take your man, or take both. But the person who has confidence steeped in humility, they're not thinking about that.
No, because if you take any of that, it wasn't meant for me in the first place. So this lets me know that okay, one, there was no security here. Now it's time for me to. So now I'm free to do what I'm supposed to do. If you take the person that I'm with, then clearly they were never mine from jump.
But I think that people, a lot of times, people are in relationships, and I talked about this before. People are in relationships and they put up with stuff, whether they're putting up with it in their relationship, or they're putting up with it in their family, or they're putting up with it at their job, because deep down you believe that's what you deserve. You believe you deserve to get mistreated. There's not a relationship that there's not one relationship that I have, whether it be in my family, at a job, or in a romantic relationship, that I can't walk away from.
Because if you walk away, it's like, well, did I even matter? No, I mean, I'm not saying you don't matter, but there's other things that are more important, especially if this relationship, situationship, job ain't working.
It's
So
not
why? So why continue
working.
to fix something that ain't gonna get fixed in the first place? It's
It's not.
broken. This is
Yeah,
you can't repair it.
because you can't have a relationship with people that's jealous of you. It is not going to work. Whether that's your family member, whether it's the people on your job, whether it's your dude you with, you cannot have a relationship because it fosters too much negativity. It harbors way too much negativity. It is not going to work because they don't feel good about themselves. I can't do anything about your insecurity. I'm not going to be
No.
walking around trying to make you feel good about you. It's called self esteem. Self.
How can I tell you about you if it's self-esteem? You don't have any confidence.
Don't have no
You
confidence.
look at
And you
you're
don't
looking
have
for
no
someone to
confidence
give
because you don't
you,
know who you are.
and you're looking for someone else to validate who you think you are. And then when
Yeah.
someone doesn't do that, now you have a problem with them because you felt like you were on to something, but you really weren't.
Because people also go to their jobs and they look for validation from their supervisors. They look for approval, but that's not what you're there for. You're not
I'm gonna go
there
ahead and.
to you're not there to create relationships. You are there to do a job.
Hmm.
Basically, I never go to a job with the idea that I'm going to make friends ever.
Yeah, because that's really not in my job description. Working with people, yes. Making friends,
Working with people,
absolutely not.
yes. Making friends,
Mm,
I'm good.
nah.
And that bothers people too, because I don't want to be a part of your clique. So I'm not going to be and I don't care who it is. I am not going. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. In business, when you have a business, I'm telling you, having a business is like salvation. You
Uh-huh.
do not want anything to block your blessings. You do not want anything to clog up your lines of communication. You do not want anything to get in the way of your access. When you are in business, you want to walk a straight line, and you do not want anything connected to you that's negative. If I
Yep.
see that all you do is gossip, if I see that all you do is complain, if I see after a while I'm going to just move away from you. I'm
That's too
going
much
to
going on.
far away because I cannot afford to allow anything or anybody to block my blessings. Because after a while, you get sucked in. What? Well, what happened? And next thing you know, they got you all tied up. Now, when they gonna tell the story, they ain't gonna never tell what they said.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. They gonna tell what you said. You probably didn't even say nothing. You probably was like, man, that's messed up. That's crazy. Child, she said, you stupid.
Man, ain't none of my business. How about
I
that?
ain't
Don't
never
come
said
around. Don't come around. Don't come around me talking about somebody else. Especially if
that
you know when to
because,
say it to their face.
right. If the dog will bring a bone, he'll carry a bone. Because if they'll gossip about you, about somebody else to you, they'll do the same thing in reverse. And
Hmm.
I'm telling you, they're gonna put your name in something where you ain't said. You probably said 3 words, and you might have been joking about that. You might have been like, "What? Ain't that something?" They're gonna go back and be like, "Girl, she was talking about you like a straight dog." Who? You ain't
I
even
just
that
think
important.
can we get past the high school BS?
Not when you're dealing with jealous people. When you're dealing with insecure people, nope, not. You're not. You're not.
Nobody. Like just said we ain't got time for that. Listen, I'm damn near 40. Don't cut me talking about what somebody else said. If that person is a man,
Well,
woman,
that's how
or
it is
adult
a
enough,
lot of times on these jobs and stuff. It's I remember I wear heels all the time. I don't come in the house and kick my heels off. I come in the house, I snatch off my wig, but I don't kick off my heels. So I was cooking dinner this one particular day, and of course I had my heels on. And she was like, "You do everything in heels?" And my husband was like, "Yeah, I love to see her when I come in the kitchen and she cooking and she got her heels on and she looking all good and she looking all child." Why he said that for? That was just like I'm like, just because you can't walk in heels and your feet hurt, I get more flack about wearing heels. Y'all would just not believe. A lot of people have started wearing them because of Nicki Minaj because they got the platforms in the front. But I'm a true heel wearer. I don't need a platform in the front of my heel. You know what I mean? My feet are so used to it. And it's just like, why are y'all making such a big deal? Don't worry about it. That's another thing. Why jealous people always worrying about and watching? They watch every move you make. Y'all think they not watching you. They
oh yeah,
watching
well
you.
yes they are
Oh, they watching you. They
because
watch.
they don't. Majority of jealous people do not have a life, or they are contained within such. So the things that you are able to do, they may question or may have issues on that. So it's like it's better and or quicker for them to talk about you rather than to go out and emulate the things that you're doing.
Well, my thing is that they already know they don't have what it takes. That's where the insecurities is triggered. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I found that I didn't realize even for my own self, one of the things that I found once I started the business is how much courage it takes. It
Mm.
takes a lot of faith and a lot of courage. It really does. I have great respect for business people. It takes a lot of courage because you deal with a lot of rejection, especially when you first start. You deal with a lot of rejection. A lot of people tell you no. I try to tell my clients, don't worry about whether your family is purchasing anything from you, because they get so upset because their family not supporting them. And sometimes you just have to put things in perspective. Even if 5 generations of your family supported you, you still wouldn't be a millionaire. The people that's going to buy from you, they're not going to be in your family.
No.
And you don't want them to. Your family is not going to make you no millionaire. They're not going to just buy it and keep buying it. They're not going to do that.
Your family should be the tester. But who's your target audience? That's who you should be talking to.
And they will criticize you and tell you whether something is good or not, because and that's another thing. Y'all gotta learn how to flip the script on people. You got to really learn how to flip the script. You got to really learn how to, when somebody tries to put you down and say something bad, they really feeling the opposite. You really got it going on more than you think you got it going on. That's why they got so much to say.
I mean, you also have to understand this. If you're the person, if they were the person who was supposed to break the generational curse and didn't for whatever reason, now here you come about to do the thing that they were supposed to do, but yet they couldn't. Yeah, they probably feel some type of way about that as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying family is your enemy, but take the criticism for what it's worth.
Take it for what it's worth. Because for real, a lot of times when people say things or your haters, they criticize you, they really paying attention to something that you overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you realize that they helping you, because it's like, you know what, I would have never even paid attention to that had you not even pointed it out. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Y'all gotta learn how to flip the script on people. You really do. I do not give people the satisfaction to project their feelings on me. You don't get to project your feelings on me, because that's basically what they're doing. You know what I mean? They're trying to make you feel bad about yourself because they feel bad about themselves. They're trying to make you not like you because they don't like them.
Yeah, they gotta
learn. Gotta learn. And like she said, you gotta take it as a compliment. When they jealous of you, Cat Williams said, you need your haters, man. When he first said that, I was like, okay, Cat. It is so true, because the Bible says that your enemies are your footstool. They become your footstool. They really do. A lot of times we think the promotion is going to come on the job. Sometimes the promotion comes when you leave the job. The promotion comes when you leave the relationship. You holding up your own promotion because you somewhere that you don't belong.
Yeah, no business being there.
You don't belong. Don't try to fit in.
And you uncomfortable. You upset all the time. You don't want to be here, but you don't know how to walk out. And then you get the boot.
Let me tell you something. I just had a situation. I put myself in a situation, but let me tell you something. Just because I was at that place, it opened up a whole another door, because small doors lead to big doors. And I thought the promotion was going to come one way. It came another way. And it's going to come in the form of quadruple the money. Quadruple. I was like, oh my, and I mean, it gave me a perspective. And also, when you in the trenches, see, you can't see the forest for the trees. So you're not going to benefit what you're supposed to benefit until you leave the relationship. Because you're not supposed to be in the relationship anyway. And I remember being kind of hard on myself. And I said, you know what? You stayed too long. You stayed too long. Sometimes you stay places too long. You stayed too long. You should have been left. You weren't supposed to stay that long. You in that relationship with that dude, he be putting you down, trying to make you feel bad, because that's how he feel about himself.
Hmm.
He jealous of you, and he trying to make you feel like you doing the wrong thing when you really doing the right thing, and he know you doing the right thing. So he trying to use his words to keep you prisoner. Set yourself free.
Yeah, go on with all that. We don't need that.
Set yourself free and watch how all the lessons that you learned, all the stuff that you wasn't paying attention to. Why do you think people in business are so successful? Because they sharing their stories.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing causes somebody to relate to you more than when you share a story of something that somebody else is going through. When you
Because,
share those stories, that's how you make money.
mm-hmm. And a
When
lot of
you was
times
in
they
that
don't.
abusive relationship, when you was on drugs, when you was whatever your story is, that's how you make money, because people can relate to that. And they see, yo, she was strung out on crack for 12 years. Now look at her. She a multimillionaire. They want to hear your story because they want to
Uh-huh.
know, how did you get out? But if
And
you
some people can actually relate. They're going through that, and they need a reason, like, how did this person get out, so I can do what that person did.
but you still in it. You're still in it, because when you're in a situation when you're dealing with jealous people, after a while, you're going to start your self-esteem is going to start being affected. After a
Mm-hmm.
while, your confidence is going to start to wane, because when you're in a container, you're dealing with a lot of negativity, you're dealing with backbiters, and you're dealing with gossipers, and you're dealing with sabotage, you're dealing with people in control. It's a ceiling. It's only so far you're going to be able to go. It's only
Right.
so far they can go. They miserable. They are miserable. They miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Go to your work the next day and see how many miserable people you work with. They hate their job. They hate it. They hate it. They're scared to leave. They don't have the courage to leave. They don't have the faith to leave. They don't have the foresight to leave. They don't have the vision to leave. They don't have the fortitude to leave. They don't have the finances to leave. They don't have the faith in themselves, the love for themselves. They don't feel like they deserve anything better than what they're getting. And then you jump on out the boat. Oh yeah. And the next time
Yes.
they see you, you got your Range Rover. Why? Because you took everything you learned while you were there and monetized it and used it to help somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Paying it forward.
Can't do that if you stay. You cannot do that if you stay. Mm-mm. Next thing you know, it's gonna suck all. It's draining. When you're around people that's jealous, after a while they're gonna drain you.
No, yeah, you really do hate to see them coming, especially to people who are emotionally draining. What do you want? How come nothing in your life is going right? And no matter what advice you give them, they find some way, somehow to screw that up. And now they're coming back, telling you the same thing that you told them to get out of. Gave them a foolproof plan for it. But yet, we're still here. Why? Listen, clearly you want to be here. I cannot help you anymore. Leave me alone.
Because they going around in the same circle and around in the same circle and around in the same circle. Because they
Okay.
feel as though that's what they really deserve. And all they're going to do is complain about the relationship with, girl, he did this, and girl, he did that, and then he did this, and he cheated, and I saw a naked woman in his phone, and
Uh-huh.
he liked this picture on
Mm-hmm.
social
Yep.
media. He
Uh-huh.
going to
Uh-huh.
keep doing something.
And guess what? And guess what? You stayed. Now what? You
He
still
gonna
there.
keep doing something.
You don't do through all this. You over here venting to me, but yet and still you're still here, which means you're accepting everything that this person is doing. You can leave. You're choosing not to. So by you choosing not to and not coming to me saying, hey, I need to find a way to either fix this or get out of it, you are accepting the things that are being done to you.
And the more you're accepting it, the more your self-esteem, your confidence, and your identity is getting lost. And I just remember thinking, what are people, what do you benefit by staying? Because you're benefiting something. And the thing is that whatever it is you're benefiting by staying at the bad job, by staying at the bad relationship, whatever it is you're benefiting, you don't realize that you have the power to give that thing to yourself. You want them to give it to you. You don't want to figure out a way to give it to yourself. So for me, what happens is when I'm in that situation and I'm dealing with jealous people and backbiters and gossipy people and all of that, the Bible says when the enemy comes in like a flood, I will lift up a standard against them. So I just raise the standard. Okay, I just raised the standard because, first of all, I'm not coming down there where y'all at because y'all are bottom feeders. You're a bottom feeder. Y'all eating the garbage. Y'all eating negativity. Y'all backbiting. Like, I'm not coming down there. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. You know, sometimes I find certain things funny that people do, and people don't like that either. That is like, why are everything so funny to her? Because it is funny. Y'all stupid. It is funny. It's funny. You talked about the same thing yesterday. You talked about this girl behind her back. Now you laughing in her face. I do find that funny that you ain't got no backbone. That's funny to me. That's funny. Because if I got something to say to you, I'm coming straight
to your face
with it. Don't care whether you like it or not. I could care less whether you speak to me, because if I wasn't even in this situation, you wouldn't be my friend anyway. I wouldn't associate with you anyway. How many of y'all will associate with the people that you work with outside of work? How many? Okay, I thought so. I would associate with you anyway. You wouldn't be somebody that I would kick it with anyway, because you complain too much. I ain't got time to be complaining. I have to use my brain power to figure things out. When you're an entrepreneur, when you're a business person, you're a problem solver. That means you've learned how to solve problems in your own life. And then people come to you with their problems and you solve problems in their life. And now you've learned how to solve complex problems. And now you've learned how to solve problems to the masses. I don't have time to waste my brain power on somebody that's complaining about something that they're not going to change. Go somewhere with that. I don't want to hear it. Do not want to hear it. Don't have time for it. Go ahead with it, because you bottom feeders. I don't deal with bottom feeders. You want to, and if you want to be a bottom feeder, be a bottom feeder. Be that. Don't get mad at me because I'm not. That's all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? Why they get mad with you?
They get mad because you're not. It's like you're there. They know that they are, and they want someone else to be down there with them. Like, again, misery loves company. But the fact that you don't want to, because you either realize your standard, this is not who you are, and it comes down to a thing of, well, who do they think that they are, that they can't be down here with us?
Exactly.
I'm not
who
you.
They think they are.
Nah.
Exactly. Who they think they are. So I really want us to begin to examine in this new year, because I don't care how many vision boards you do. I don't care how many goals you do. If you are associating with negative people, if you're associating with jealous people, if you're associating with, and if you're participating in it, don't participate in the gossip. Do not participate in the putting down of another human being. Because let me tell you something about the words that you speak out of your mouth. It's amazing how people don't realize how they're being so deceived and how they're being so tricked. So now, while you sitting there talking about that person behind their back, and you think you're hurting that person, you're not. The words that come out of your mouth are the seeds that you're going to sow, that you're going to reap. You're sowing those words, not that other person. Let me tell you something. I stay prayed up. None of your words don't have your words. You gossiping about me. First of all, your words are weak. They're weak. That's number one. Okay. Number two, how do you expect? This is the psychosis. This is the insanity part. You don't believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. What makes you think your words have power over me? Your words have no power over you. What makes you think they're going to affect my life? They're not.
And I,
They're not. You're delusional if you think that you can talk about me behind my back, don't know me, say negative things about me, tell lies about me. Okay, lies have no power, negativity have no power, and think your words have power over my life. It just don't work that way. Those words that you're speaking, and that's why things in your life is not working. Things in your life is not working because you're trying to tear somebody else down. And you think by talking about them behind their back, you're tearing them down. No, you're not. You're tearing your life down.
Yep. Because you can't even come say it to my face. You can't even have an adult conversation and be like, "Hey, here's how I feel," or "Here's what's going on." No, you rather get into a circle of other people to talk about me,
of other losers, and that's why they're not winning. That's why they losers. Because your words, you're trying to use your word in a destructive way. But the only person's life your words are destroying is you. None of your relationships are working. They probably done been in 4 relationships in 2022. None of the men that they was with, didn't work. Why can't I keep a relationship? Because you keep tearing. It's a book. I have this book I bought years ago called "Hung by the Tongue." You're hung by your own tongue. And let me tell you something about men. Men don't like when they hear you tearing other women down. They don't like that. He might not say nothing about it, but he's watching how you interact with other women. He's watching that. He's trying to determine, am I going to bring her around? If I bring her around my mother, she's going to be talking about my mama.
Hold on. It's not even that. It's the fact that you talking about other people, tearing them down. I can't even come to you. If this is supposed to be your best friend, this is supposed to be your girl, your homegirl, y'all done went to grade school together until now, you talking about her like a dog. If I have an issue and I come to you, what you gonna tell them about me?
Yeah.
Oh no, my mouth is shut. Yeah, no.
Jealous people, backbiters, gossipers, they can't be trusted. They two-faced it. They two-faced it, and they have a forked tongue. What animal do you know has a forked tongue? What animal? What animal has a forked tongue? What animal? You're a snake. And baby, guess what? I'm a snake crusher. I crush snakes for a living. Okay? Why would I be a snake crusher and hang out with the snakes? I don't hang out with snakes. First of all, I'm not getting down on my belly. That's number one. I ain't even coming down there. That's the first thing. You underneath my feet. So y'all have to stop trying to ingratiate yourself, as the old people would say. You're trying to ingratiate yourself because somebody don't like you. Who cares? I'm trying to tell y'all, these people do not like themselves. They are unhappy people. They are miserable people. And the only way they get some type of satisfaction is if they trying to tear you down. And understand, baby, you ain't tearing me down. You tearing your own life up. And 9 times out of 10, they feed off of drama. They feed off of drama. A lot of times you get addicted to drama. People are addicted to drama. If it's peace, they'll go crazy. If it's quiet, they'll go crazy. They don't even know what to do with themselves if no drama is going on. So they gotta always be kicking up some dirt and kicking up some dust all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know
I ain't
nothing
gonna
about
be
no
around.
peace. Always arguing that. Oh, well, you see a couple always arguing all the time. Don't know this.
Y'all ain't never happy. Y'all always
Nope.
arguing.
That's some
Mm-mm.
words coming back.
Nope, pass.
And the thing is that when you talk about people, when you jealous of people, you insecure, you operate in sabotage control, you lack identity, you lack confidence, you lack self-esteem, your life already tore up. You need to be spending some time trying to heal because you got a lot of hurt. That's why I feel sorry for them. That's why I said in the beginning of the show, I feel sorry for them because they have a lot of hurt and they're in a lot of pain and they're in a lot of misery. And here my little happy butt comes skipping through the door. Like, what she so happy for?
Mm-hmm. Now they mad.
Well, then be mad. Be mad. Because let me tell you something. One of the things I promised myself is I was married for 14 years, and probably out of those 14, probably the last 2 or 3 years was not happy. And I just remember saying to myself, I'm not going to ever allow anybody to be in my life that disturbs my happiness or tries to come
Mm-hmm.
and disturb and steal my joy. I don't care what it is, who it is. I don't care whether it's a job. I don't care whether it's a deal. I don't walk away from deals. I don't walk away from deals. You know what I'm saying? We talk about 25K. I walked away from a $25,000 deal because I didn't like the his morals. I didn't like his values. I'm not gonna compromise myself for money. I make money for a living. I make money for a living. I've always been good with money. I've always been able to turn water into wine. I've always been good with money. So you can't get me when it comes to money because I done had a lot of money. I done had no money. I done had many. I done been in all of it. You see what I'm saying? So I've never been moved by money. I know how to make money. If I don't have no money, I'm gonna figure out how to get some
Mm-hmm.
without compromising myself. Cause I have to live with me. I can't go over to Dubai and let nobody piss and shit on me for no money. Cause I gotta come back after I wash off. I still got that memory in my mind. I gotta live with that. I can't go to Dubai and let somebody pay me 24 million for an hour, and then after the show is over, 25 men shitting and pissing on me. I can't do that. The money ain't worth. It's not worth that to me. I'll figure out some kind of other way to do it, where my conscience will be clean. I don't have to stoop to those levels. It's not that important to me because I'll figure out how to do it. So that's not gonna happen. See, we gotta stop being in the relationship with dude because dude is buying us Birkin bags and he buying us Coach. Only thing he doing is putting a price on you.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it, Dante. Before we close the show.
Now, before we close, okay. So, in some cases, like you talked about, hey, he got to do this, and he'll do those things, but that's your price tag. Like, you ever see a man get upset and it's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. They just throw money at her face because that's all he can go get money, and that's all you are. Like, there's no value behind you. There's no moral behind you because this is what he felt as though you stoop down to the bags, the trips, and stuff like that. So it's like you're just materialistic. It is what it is. As far as it's closing out, a couple of things. One, don't get so caught up in somebody that when they go to try to leave, you're running behind them. And if you are going to run behind them to open the door so they can go. Like, don't hold nobody against their will. If they want to go, go.
Go.
people in your life that they jealous of you, that's fine. Then you don't have to pay attention to them. It should not bother you that much that
No, you
someone
shouldn't.
else has a problem with you, especially if they're not even willing to pull you with have enough respect for you in whatever relationship that you may or may not have to pull you aside to talk about said issue, said problem. If you're talking about me, then you just talking about me, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. I don't care. If you're not adult enough to address it, if you're not adult enough to have a conversation about it, it's really none of my business. Like, if you don't care, I damn sure don't care. When it comes down to being about your business, be about that. People are going to talk regardless. You have
Regardless.
something you need to do, and because you are so caught up in what other people have to say, you can't do what you're supposed to do because you're so worried about everybody else. I mean, what's the dude? Tesla. They thought he was crazy. I mean, Eddie Griffin had a joke about Alexander Graham Bell about him making the phone. Like, how can I talk to somebody who ain't here? Like, I'm pretty sure they thought he was wild. But we all got some sort of cell phone, telephone today. Like, people are going to talk regardless. You don't have to give them that much attention. And if you do, look at their critique because, as you said earlier, they're going to point out something that you probably weren't paying attention to.
Wasn't paying
Again,
attention
you take it for what it's worth. People are going to talk regardless. Take the information that is needed and move on
and move on.
because not
I'm
all.
telling you, I'm telling you,
Mhm,
because it's something that you're supposed to be learning and getting. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you do
mhm.
need the inside track. Sometimes you do need the, you know what I'm saying? You do need the inside track. Like sometimes I go places with people, I just be like, is that what this is about? Okay, let me go write a book. Is this what people going through? Ah, so it's just like you have to understand that you deserve better, and you really can't make apologies for, wanting that better. And stop trying to. If you're in a relationship and dude is jealous of you, you need to leave. And I don't normally
Now,
tell people to leave, but when you're
no,
dealing with jealous people can be very dangerous. They
extremely
really
dangerous. You also got
obsessive.
to watch. You also got to watch who you tell your business to, because not everybody's in your corner. Like you get to work and start telling your intimates and everything like that, and
Yeah,
it's just like now they got it out. Now all your stuff is being spread out. No, work is for work. Home is for home.
yeah.
Again, you asked the question earlier. It's like how many people do you actually hang out with outside of work? None. None. I seen y'all
But
for 8 hours.
people
I don't need
come
to see
to
y'all for
work,
another.
but they come to work and they tell people all their business. Oh my God. They tell people all their business. Like, you just be like, oh, like, are we at work? Where we at? Is this happy hour? Like, what is going on? Like, I do not want to hear it. I'll
No.
just get up and leave. I didn't
Yeah.
come here to
No.
hear this business. I'm at work. I don't
Listen.
want to hear it. I don't care. Be quiet.
Yeah. No. I'm good. I mean, I get it. It's a
Like,
long
hush.
day, or you need to have the conversation. We can talk about anything else
And my
other than
daughter
good.
did this, and my man did that. Don't nobody care. Who
Not at
cares?
all.
This is not social hour. This is not the social hour. It's not. Because normally when people do that, it's because they're trying to impress other people. It's back to the insecurities. It's because if I start talking, I'm just gonna clear the room. Cause y'all ain't doing none of the stuff I'm doing. You know what I mean? Ain't doing none of the stuff I'm getting ready to do. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So we can't even really have a conversation for real, for real, for real. Because you're not
Yeah.
even into the things that I'm into. We don't even have nothing in common. I could care less about what's going on with it. Like, tell them that in private. So I just want us to really just understand that you just can't have a relationship with people that's jealous of you. You just really can't.
No, you
And you
can't.
gotta
Well,
see
you
them
have to
for what
recognize
it
that.
is. You can't be
You
like,
got to
oh,
recognize that.
this is my friend. We've been friends for a long time. And she probably secretly jealous of you too.
No, no, hold on. Let me clear that up too. Just because you've known somebody for a long time, you think that they get day one. That does not automatically give them clearance that that person is your best friend and they have your best interest at heart. It does not. It takes a lifetime to get to know someone. People are always progressing in one fashion or another. Oh, I've known this person since we was in grade school, or this is my girl since high school. Again, I understand that not everyone is like this, but people have died over stuff like that. You think that what's the girl that went to the hotel with her friends and ended up in the
And,
freezer? I don't. Yeah, like
and
she
before
went
her,
there.
that story with Kanika Jenkins, the girl in the freezer, them supposed to be her friends.
Yeah, it's supposed to be your friends, and here you are. They've murdered you. Like
And they
it
was
really is
why?
just a
Why?
precaution.
Why did they murder her? Because they was what? Jealous of
Yeah, it was
her.
yours. Yeah.
Y'all keep underestimating the spirit of jealousy. But baby, the father of that spirit is murder. If they can't murder you physically, they will try to kill your reputation with their mouth. They will try
Mm-hmm.
to do a smear campaign. What normally happens is that they want to make other people not like you. If they see a lot of people liking you, they're going to start talking about you because they want other people not to like you because they're not getting the love that you're getting. The love that
Mm-mm.
they see you getting, the way people embrace you, they're not getting that. They don't get that. Why? Because they have an ugly spirit. Jealousy is ugly. It is a ugly spirit. It's ugly, and so they're not getting that. So you're very you get rapport with people very easily. People trust you quickly. People want to get to know you. You have an infectious, attractive, disposition about yourself, and people give you love without you attention seeking. When it's natural, it is natural for people just to embrace you. They don't get that. They don't get that. And they don't get that because they are nurturing and fostering a destructive spirit with their mouth. That's why you got to be careful with the spirit of jealousy. You cannot be friends with that spirit. They
Mm-mm.
killed that girl because they was jealous of her. Kanika was getting ready to start a job, I think that Monday. She was getting ready to start a new job. And you hanging out with hood rats. And it's not that you think people that you're better than anybody. People make different choices. I just choose not to be the way that you are. I just choose something better. It's not that I'm better. I just don't want to live my life that way. I don't want to sit around talking about people all day. I got other things to do. I don't want to sit and be trying to control, people and using other people and all of that, spying on people and eavesdropping on people. I'm not going to stoop to those levels. I have other things better to do. They killed that girl, and then she ain't the only one that's been killed. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people will, oh, come on, girl, let's go on the cruise. Don't you know when you on them cruises and you cruising around the international waters, if you slip, fall, get pushed, so happen over the side, there's nothing nobody can do.
Yeah.
Because they got to
And
fight over who's going to investigate, who's going to
mm-hmm.
pay for the investigation, because where you got pushed at or fell or slipped, and now the boat is over here in the British Isles. So who's going to investigate? Nobody. They knew that when they invited you on that cruise, that they was going to accidentally on purpose put you over. Because that's what jealousy does. If it can't murder you physically, it'll try to kill your reputation. It'll try to kill the way people see you in the eyes of other people. And then you find yourself having to defend yourself because you're being lied on. And the only people that's going to believe the lies is the other people that don't like you.
Uh-huh.
Them the only people that's going to listen to that crap. Is the people that don't already like you, them the ones that's gonna already believe it. And who cares what they believe? Because upon further examination, if you look at their life, it's tore up from the back door up. You see what I'm saying? Some people in the boat because they want to be in the boat. Other people in the boat because they have to be. It's one thing to want to do something. It's another thing to have to do it. So I really want us to really examine this year, this beginning of this year, the people in our lives, and we see an inkling of jealousy. I remember stopped dealing with somebody in high school because the girl, it was three of us that was together, and the one girl came to me and she was like, "Oh, so and so said so and so about you." I went straight to the other girl. And I said, "She said you said so and so and so and so about me." And she denied it. I stopped dealing with both of them. I ain't deal with neither one of them no more. I didn't deal with neither one of them anymore. I do not deal with jealous people. I don't care who you are. I do not deal with it because I know how deadly that's when somebody is like that. And there is no level that they won't stoop to get you. It is no level that they won't stoop to get you. And it's not a lie they won't tell. It's not a lie. If they got to make up something about you, they'll make it up. And this one girl, she was like me and her was kicking it for a while. And then I found out years later, that like she was looking at my man. I was going through some pictures. At the time, we were teenagers. At the time, my man was in the military. And he would come home and I was looking through some pictures. And she was standing by the window. Like the way the picture was, she was standing by the window. I took the picture and he was coming through and he was standing at the door. And the way she was looking at him, like he was a whole snack. I said, "Oh, okay. So you just being my friend. Yeah, because you like my man. Okay." So that's another thing. Women will get close to you because they want what you got. Most of the time when people are jealous of you, they'll get close to you because they want what you have because they don't have it. So I don't play when it comes to jealous people. I don't play when it comes to jealous people. I don't deal with people that gossip. I don't deal with negative people. I don't deal with people that complain. I don't deal with none of that because all that stuff blocks your blessings. All of it. You can't be friends with jealous people. You can't. How you gonna have a man and he's jealous of you? He don't want to see you have nothing. You can't hang out with your friends. You can't wear this. Don't wear no lipstick. Don't put no makeup on. Don't wear your hair like that. They just want you to look like haggy, baggy, saggy. How about, I don't think so. I am not going to feed into your insecurity. I'm going to need you to go ahead on over in the corner and get you some therapists and deal with that. And I'll see you if I see you. When I see you. Y'all have to be willing to walk away from things that's not good for you. You got to be willing to walk away from things that you know you deserve better. If at any point, at any time, you say to yourself, "I deserve better," it's time to go.
All right. And there's that.
See you guys next Sunday. Love you.